Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Cart Podcast with me, Sim, where I hype up some of the best pieces of the South Korean entertainment and basically talk about some of my favourite shows and dramas from South Korea. So let's get straight into this episode. The drama I'm going to be talking about today is called Pinocchio, and it's the same in Korean, Pinocchio. And when this drama came out, I absolutely loved it. My young mind was just so in love with the rom-com and the storyline of this drama. This drama aired at the end of 2014 and at the start of 2015 and consists of 20 episodes. It is common for a lot of the older Korean dramas to have 20 episodes, but this genre of drama is mainly rom-com with a hint of fantasy as well. So moving on to the cast and crew. The writer for this drama is Park Hae-ryun, and she has also written dramas such as the drama Dream High, I Can Hear Your Voice, and While You Were Sleeping. The director is Jo Soo-won, and he also directed Dr. John, Golf Starry Night, and I Can Hear Your Voice as well. There's another director, Shin Seung-woo, as well, and he directed the film Bring Me Home. The cast in this drama is firstly Lee Jung-suk, and he's a very well-known actor. He appears in dramas such as School 2013, I Can Hear Your Voice, Doctor Stranger, W2 Worlds, and a lot more. I love watching Lee Jung-suk's dramas because he's just cute, as any Korean actor is in their dramas. So in this drama, he plays Choi Delpo, and he was originally Ki Ha-myung, but there was a news report involving his father which caused his family to be torn apart and split up, and he ends up living a new life in a remote area as Choi Delpo with Choi In-ha, her father, and her grandfather. He doesn't try to do well in school, even though he is very smart. He ends up growing up and being a taxi driver. However, he decides to become a reporter with Choi In-ha in order to prove his family's innocence. Next, we have Park Shin-hye, and she plays Choi In-ha. Park Shin-hye, as you know, comes in loads of dramas. She's one of my favourites, and if you haven't come across her yet, then where have you been? So, in this drama, Choi In-ha has Pinocchio Syndrome, and this is a made-up syndrome, and it basically means she can't lie. If she does lie, she will hiccup. So since a young age, her passion was to become a reporter, and in order to get close to her distant mother, who is an anchor on a main news channel, she really wants to follow her mother's footsteps almost. Her mother's name is Song Cha-ok, and she looks up to her mother a lot, even though she hasn't really met her mother in such a long time. And finally, we have Kim Young-kwang. He comes in Sweet Stranger and Me, The Guardians, and The Secret Life of My Secretary. And he plays Sol Bum-jo, who is a rich guy and lives a very boring lifestyle. So he begins to receive texts from an unknown girl, who is Choi In-ha, and they meet, and basically he decides to become a reporter to brighten up his life and also to meet Choi In-ha. So the plot of this story is we first begin with a very young Ki Ha-myung who's Choi Delpo, and he is very happy with his family. He has a mother, a father, and also an older brother. His father is the captain firefighter, and on a call out he dies along with some other firefighters in a rescue attempt. However, his father's body is never found, and he becomes the scapegoat. The media portray him as a scapegoat and claim that he's still alive and responsible for the other firefighters' deaths on this mission. So there is one reporter who basically says this, and that's Song Cha-ok, and that's basically Choi In-ha's mother. This allows the ratings for that news platform to increase. And because of this, the rest of Ki Ha-myung's family become targets in the neighbourhood and they become outcasted. This creates a lot of pressure on the family, especially the mother. Ki Ha-myung's mum decides to jump off a cliff with the young Ki Ha-myung in order to take away their lives. This leaves the older brother just alone. Ham-young, however, survives this and is rescued by Choi Gong-pil, who is an old man with memory loss or maybe Alzheimer's. And this Choi Gong-pil is Choi Na-'s grandfather. He believes that his older son has come back to him and calls him Choi Delpo from then on. A couple of months later, Choi In-ha and her father move in and are shocked to see Choi Delpo. Over time, they learn to live with one another and get on with one another. As time goes on, in the future they move back to the city, and we see Choi In-ha, who's struggling to find a job after she's been studying at university. She has been failing at interviews and has been rejected multiple times. And there is an interview that we see her do, and it's at her mother's news platform, and she's rejected by her own mother, who hasn't seen her in many years. In the end, Choi Delpo ends up interviewing with Choi Na as well, and we also see Sebum Jo as well. They all become journalists, and over time, Choi In-ha discovers who Choi Delpo really is and feels really ashamed about how her mother caused so much misery and injustice to his family. Choi Na and Delpo work together to bring down this great conspiracy within the news industry, and overall there is a happy ending, and yeah, it's a very cute and happy ending. This drama is an all-time favourite of mine. I love watching it on repeat, and it is a must-watch for K-drama lovers. So there are a lot of memorable moments in this drama, and it's quite comical in a lot of places. So here are just a couple of my favourite memorable moments. So when Choi Delpo, at the beginning, when we see Choi Delpo and Choi Na in school, he goes on TV in a competition against An Chan-soo, who is in the same class as them. Chan-soo is a student who achieves high grades, but Choi Delpo doesn't. But An Chan-soo said that if he wins this competition, he will confess his love to Choi Na on TV. And because of this, Choi Delpo goes on TV, even though everyone knows him not to be very clever, and he beats An Chan-soo. And so he doesn't confess on TV. The reason why he's being Choi Delpo is to keep up the pretense of the grandfather's long-lost son, who was not very good in school. Another memorable moment for me is Choi Delpo's backstory. When I first watched this, it was very, very sad. I found it so sad, and I hate watching unfair things, but yeah, it was really frustrating to see, but over time, it's very, very nice to see Choi Delpo have someone on his side, the family that he's grown up with. They all support him a lot. Another point I like is when Choi Delpo gets a glow up from becoming a country bumpkin and his taxi driver self, and he basically cuts his hair and smartens up and goes to an interview to be a journalist, and he just looks on point. That part was very cute as well. And the grandfather helps him have a glow up as well, by using his own savings, which is really funny. Like, the grandfather uses Choi Delpo's savings to have a glow up. And one of my favourite scenes in this drama is when Choi Delpo and Choi Na kiss. This scene is just so cute for me because the background where they see, like the scenery around it, it makes it look even more cute. And what happens is Choi Delpo goes in to kiss Choi Na, but she holds out her hand on her lips and blocks it. But then he ends up kissing her hand, and then they actually kiss. And I think that's just really cute. And I'm just rambling on now, but even though it's cringy, it's cute. But yeah, whatever. There are so many funny moments in this drama. For example, there is a scene where Choi Na is eating crisps from the hood of a hoodie, and she's wearing a hoodie on backwards as well. And there is also a time I love as well when Choi Na is complaining about being rejected from her interviews after, and how she's like really old and still hasn't got a job, and she's working at this convenience store while basically ranting to every customer that walks in, and she's hiccuping and crying at the same time. It's so funny. And then there is even a part where she asks ID from an ajashi because she wasn't even concentrating. I really love that scene. It's so cute. So moving on to the themes and meaningful points of this drama. So the main theme of this drama is that there's lies, and distorting the truth is also obviously a form of lying. The fact that Troy Delpo's family were torn apart by speculation is really not good, and it became a very bad situation just because people believed in the news. This makes you wonder how trustworthy the news was in this drama and why people believed it so much as well. And another point in this drama is the Pinocchio Syndrome. The fact that Choi In-ha has this and the fact that she can't lie balances out the distortion and the lies, or almost lies, the news creates. And because of this, people can believe in the news again. Troy Delpo also puts her trust in Choi In-ha as well, and also understands that she is nothing like her mother, which is very cute because he has had a crush on her ever since high school or when he was younger. So it's very cute. And in the OST, I love this OST so much. The Pinocchio OST is one of my favourites and I always listen to it. And it consists of artists such as Tiger JK, Punch, Roy Kim, Every Single Day, and even Park Shin-hye herself, as well as K-Will, Zion T, Yuna, and Kim Bo-kyung. I love all the songs in this OST, but my absolute favourite song in this drama, in this OST, is by K-Will, and it's called Hana Bonin Saram, which is The Only Person, and I literally listen to that on repeat. Like it's going to be on a song that I'd probably listen to when I'm just chilling, or when it's a good song. Anyway, the quote from this drama comes from episode 6 and it's about 15 minutes in. And it goes like this. Again, please excuse my poor Korean. 그래서 여기까지 온 거야. This is why I have come this far. 아빠가 아무리 반대해도, no matter how much my dad opposes, 엄마가 아무리 내 자존심을 짓밟아도, no matter how my mom steps on my pride, 상관없어, it doesn't matter, 될 때까지 할 거야 나. I'm going to keep on going until I make it. So, I really hope you love listening to this episode. And that's it for this podcast episode. This drama came out a while ago, but it is a drama I absolutely love. You should definitely give it a watch if you haven't seen it already. And yeah, that's it for this episode. You can listen to this podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, and also YouTube. Check out the Instagram @CartPodcast to leave your comments and thoughts. And I will see you next week. Bye.